Hi everybody. Today I wanted to show you what the get ready, do done strategy would look like with a longer assignment, like something that you might see in high school. So here's an assignment I used to give to some of my high school students. We read the play by William Shakespeare called Much Ado About Nothing. And then I had a final project for them to do on the play, about the play. And they had to do one from each category. They had to create a visual, do a presentation in class, write something, and cite proof from text. And these were all in the language arts standards. So you can see there were a lot of choices. They had to choose one from each category. And so I'm going to show you what a good way to break that up is. As you can see, I highlighted some things, some of the ones that I would probably have done if this had been given to me as an assignment. And so I'm going to show you how I do that. So the first step when you have a large project like this is you have to pick exactly what you're going to do. Step one. Now you can kind of see that in terms of the whole project, I figured out what I was going to do. I was going to make a poster of a word. I was going to write a skit. I was going to write a backstory about one of the characters. And I was going to cite some proof from the text about deception. And you can tell, I thought it would take about 3 hours for me to do that poster, probably about 4 hours to figure out that presentation, about 4 hours to write the paper, and about 2 hours to do the proofs. And you can see all the materials I thought I'd need. Now, how did I figure that out? Well, I broke that big project into 4 separate get ready, do done things. So I was able to estimate how long it would take me to get the whole project done. So first I started with the visual. And for my project, I decided to make a visual of one of the words in Much Ado About Nothing. And I gave myself a little image there that would show that I was going to do a poster. The steps I figured out I need to do, I'd have to research that word. I'd have to find or create pictures that explain the word. I need to design the poster so that it explains the word and place the word and definition in a prominent place. I thought that might take me about 2 to 3 hours to get done. And these are all the things that I'm really going to need to do that. So that's the visual part. I picked create a poster around a word you believe best defines the story. Okay. Next, I wanted to look at the class presentation. So I decided that for mine, I was prepare a skit based on Beatrice and Benedict's visit to a marriage counselor. And I was going to see if a partner would work with me on that. So I put a little image of a script and a little image of a skit. So the first step, I'm going to have to find a partner, or maybe even 2. I'm going to have to brainstorm ideas for the skit. I'm going to have to write the skit, and I'm going to have to practice the skit. So this is about the time frame I thought I need to do those things. I might need more depending on who I pick to write the skit with and how good we are at practicing our acting. So to get ready, I'm going to need to find a partner. I'm going to need the book, sample. The teacher usually gives samples of things. The paper. I'm going to need to share a Google Doc with my partner so we can write the script. And I'm going to need to gather any props we use. This probably over time will get longer because maybe the props I wanted I might have to make or something like this. So this could potentially be a lot longer. Next, I broke down the writing assignment. So I wanted to write a backstory. The one I chose was to write a backstory about one of the characters. So I just kind of put a little picture of, a paper there. What do I need to do? Select the character to write about. Brainstorm how the character would have become so outspoken. The character was unusually outspoken. So I kind of have to do a little bit of research on Elizabethan women to figure out why a woman would become so outspoken in that period of time. It was pretty unusual. And then I would have to create an outline of events create an introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. So all told, I think these time frames could be pretty accurate, but it could take me a little longer or not. But I typically know that once I have all the information I need, it takes me a couple hours to write an essay. So that kind of depends on how long it takes you to write an essay. But by the time I was in high school, I could write an essay usually in 2 hours. So the things I need is a computer. I need a book to refer back to, a paper to brainstorm ideas on, and a pencil. Then I went to the class presentation. Oh no, then I went to the citing proofs. I already talked about that. So I picked the one where I was going to get examples of deception in the play. So I kind of, again, created a picture of something written. I'm going to have to look through my notes because we've been taking a lot of notes through that project. I was going to have to look back in the play to find specific references. I was going to have to write down examples and page numbers. And I was going to have to explain the meaning of the scene and how it's an example of deception. I thought that might take me about an hour to do all that just because I have to go back and look at the book a lot and look at my notes a lot. So I'm going to need the notes and the PowerPoints. I'm going to need the book, and I'm going to need the computer. And I'll ultimately put it into Schoology. So that's how I figured out how long it was going to take me to do each section of the project and all the things I was going to need to do it. It's a lot easier if you break down large projects into chunks. Just chunk it up into different parts. This project was a little easier to chunk up just because the teacher had already said, you need a visual, you need a presentation. However, it's a huge project. Like if I didn't do all the pieces of this project, I probably wouldn't pass my language arts class. So that's how you break down a larger project, and you're going to have larger projects in high school. I hope that helps.